The girl who wanted to save the world, Clara, was not like the other children in her small village. While everyone played tag or jumped rope in the dusty streets, she preferred to sit under the old mango tree, watching the ants carry their tiny green leaves. Her mother, Helena, used to laugh and say, "This girl belongs to the forest." But Clara didn't laugh. She looked at the sky and saw something greater, a dream too big for such a small town. The beginning of a dream, Clara's village was surrounded by mountains and crossed by a river that once shone like silver. But over the years, the river grew darker, filled with bottles and garbage. One afternoon, on her way home from school, she asked her science teacher, "Why is the river dying?" The teacher sighed. "Because people forgot how to care for it, Clara." That night, under the flickering light of a candle, she wrote in her notebook, "One day I'll learn how to save the river. One day I'll become a scientist." And that's how her dream began, to become an environmental scientist. Between books and hardships, Clara studied every chance she had. When the power went out, she read by moonlight. When it rained, she wrapped her notebooks in plastic bags so they wouldn't get wet. People often said, "Studying doesn't fill your belly," but her mother never stopped believing. Helena sold cakes, sewed clothes, and whispered, "Someday you'll go far, my daughter. The world needs girls like you." When Clara finished middle school, she was the top student in her class. Her reward was an old, torn science book from the school library, its pages yellow and its drawings faded. But to Clara, it was a treasure chest. The long road? High school was far away, 15 kilometers from home. Every morning, Clara woke up before dawn, her eyes heavy but her heart full of hope. The road was rough, muddy after rain, and sometimes her shoes tore apart. One morning, the bus driver asked, "Why do you do this every day, little one?" Clara smiled. "Because I want to be an environmental scientist." The driver laughed softly, but something about her determination stayed with him. The science fair at school, a science fair was announced. Each student had to create a project about nature or sustainability. Clara had no money for materials, so she went to the river and collected plastic bottles, sand, stones, and coconut shells. With patience, she built a homemade water filter layer by layer. When the fair day came, she presented her project with passion. She explained how rural families could use simple materials to purify water. One of the judges, a visiting university professor, asked, "Where did you learn this?" Clara replied confidently, "From nature. She teaches everything." She won first place. Along with the medal, she received an invitation to a young scientist program in the capital. The trip that changed everything. Clara had never left her town before. With a small suitcase and trembling hands, she boarded the bus to the city. When she arrived at the university, she couldn't believe her eyes. There were labs, microscopes, plants from all over the world, and people discussing sustainability and environmental innovation. It felt like another universe, one she wanted to live in forever. A kind researcher named Dr. Marina noticed her fascination and asked, "Have you thought about going to college someday?" Clara lowered her head. "I'd love to, but I can't afford it." Dr. Marina smiled. "There are scholarships, Clara. If you keep studying, nothing is impossible." The path to university. Those words became Clara's fuel. For the next 2 years, she studied harder than ever. She borrowed books, watched online lectures on a borrowed phone, and filled notebooks with notes and dreams. When the college entrance results were published, Clara almost dropped the paper. She had passed first place in environmental science with a full scholarship. Her mother cried, her neighbors clapped. For the first time, someone from that little town was going to a university. A new world city life was overwhelming at first. Tall buildings, loud buses, and endless crowds. But inside the campus, Clara found her peace again. She learned about ecosystems, climate change, chemistry, and sustainable technologies. She joined reforestation projects and river monitoring groups. On weekends, she volunteered at community schools, teaching children about recycling and the importance of trees. The kids loved her. They called her the Nature Lady. The big challenge: in her last year of college, bad news arrived. A toxic spill had destroyed the river in her hometown, the same river of her childhood. Clara didn't think twice. She gathered her classmates and professors, packed lab equipment, and returned home. They collected water samples, tested contamination levels, and built a restoration plan. The local factory denied responsibility, and the mayor ignored her calls for help. But Clara didn't give up. She rallied the villagers, organized cleanup drives, and planted hundreds of native trees along the riverbanks. The work was slow. The rain washed away seedlings, and many said it was useless. But after months of effort, the first fish returned. Then the water started to clear. And one morning, Clara saw children playing by the river again, just like she once did. Recognition, her project gained attention. A global environmental organization invited her to present her work at an international youth conference. Standing on a stage surrounded by scientists from around the world, Clara told her story, how a poor girl from a small town learned from nature and used science to give life back to her river. When she finished, the room rose in applause. She said, her voice trembling, "Taking care of the planet means taking care of ourselves. Every child can be part of this change. It starts with believing." Coming home. Years later, Clara returned to her village, no longer the little girl with muddy shoes, but Dr. Clara Silva, environmental scientist. The river flowed clean and clear, and the trees she planted now offered shade and fruit. She built a center for environmental education, a place where children learned about recycling, biology, and love for the earth. Above the door, painted in green letters, were the words, "Big dreams are born in small places." One afternoon, as the sun set over the river, a girl with curly hair approached Clara and asked, "Miss Clara, how did you become a scientist?" Clara smiled, her eyes shining. "I just believed I could," she said. "And nature taught me the rest." Moral of the story: education and persistence can transform any life. Every child, no matter where they come from, has the power to change the world when they care for it. Watch more inspiring stories on our channel. Binoverse Kids, where imagination and knowledge grow together.